Alright, let's get started with the round. Let me see what I need to tweak here. Just adjusting my audio level to see what we've got. I think that should be good. At least I think we've got everything honed in there. And yeah, alright. Set our prediction. Interesting. Alright, so blue 4.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
There we go. Alright, so we've got a multitude of factions today. It's going to be a neutral sector for the most part here. Top right is going to be a coalition of Scottish, Irish, and French forces. And OFCRA on the bottom left is going to be the British. It is a neutral sector because it's just whoever controls these three sectors in the middle: a lodge, a station, and a medical center. Looking at the point breakdown, hospital is worth 3 points, station is worth 2 points at the 70-minute mark, and the lodge is worth 50 points. Or, excuse me. Wow, okay, this is weirdly written. Let me fix that. Okay. So, first off, the lodge here is worth 1 point. That's going to be cashed out at the 50-minute mark. Then this station is going to be cashed out at the 70-minute mark for 2 points, also at that 70-minute mark. Whichever side has the side leader alive will gain a bonus point, and then whoever holds the hospital by the end of the game gains 3 points. So they're definitely staging this to be a longer style mission, but we'll just have to see how that all plays out. Otherwise, see how things go. Just making sure I spelled everything right. Yeah, no, we should be good. Anyway, how are y'all doing? I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing Pog tonight. I probably won't be Zeusing it, though. I'll be on the ground. And then maybe 1 or 2 other utility streams. Then I'm disappearing till the day after Christmas. So we're going to be gone for about a week. And then we'll be returning. Christmas is on a Wednesday, right? Yeah, so we'll be returning next week. I'll try to put stuff up in the results, but, or not the results, excuse me, the, God, you can tell I'm losing it. The video channels, so there's some stuff to go up, because I've been taking a break from all of that for at least 2 weeks, and, yeah. Get back to it when we get back to it. So, that's a good question. Lodge is worth 1 point, the station is worth 2, the medical center is worth 3, so that's 6 points right there, and then there is a side leader bonus at the 70-minute mark for a potential 7th point. But even with all of that said, there is still room for a tie. Let's say if both or neither side leaders die, then the points could be even, so blue 4 could gain the lodge and the station, but op 4 could hold the medical center. In the case of a tie, we just refund the prediction. Everyone gets their points back. What happened to the Stargate op? I've been... Oh my god, guys. Okay, so, it's that final stretch before 1, my 10-year anniversary, 2, Christmas, 3, had to prep a bunch of cookies and get them all delivered. That's almost all done. It's been a marathon. And there's been a lot I've had to do on the IRL front. Good news is, when we come back after Christmas, we'll have a lot to stream. And a lot to do. Do you want to see military versus Covenant? So UNSC versus the Covies? I'll put it on the poll. We'll see if the player base wants it. We had that, what, 2 or 3 months ago for a rotation? Oh yeah, I did put out all the pictures. It was 5 different types of cookies. It was a hot cocoa cookie, which was basically a chocolate cookie with marshmallow, chocolate chips, and graham cracker chunks. There was a Mexican wedding cookie. There was a peanut butter blossom cookie. There was a snickerdoodle cookie. And there was a gingerbread cookie. And I accidentally overmade way too many gingerbread cookies. Oh, that was funny. But yeah, we got all those posted in the Discord. And then today is just going to be final prep for the fact that I disappeared tomorrow for a few days. Not going to lie, the Mexican wedding cookies, though, I just had 2 of them. They were pretty good. But yeah, things got chaotic by the end of this month, and we'll be getting back to it next Thursday. That's all I can really say. Other projects I'm going to try to debut right after that, but I mean, whatever happens, happens at this point. But thank you for being patient with me, and hopefully you enjoy OFCRA today. So let's go ahead and go over at Blue 4 and Op 4 here. Blue 4, again, a coalition of Scottish, Irish, and even some French forces here. So we have some 50 cal and some medium machine gun vehicles on the front here. And then we've got a set of transport vehicles. Interesting. That appears to really be it. Otherwise, in terms of weaponry, we've got... Okay, looks like M4-based platforms. We've got some GPMGs in the form of M240 Bravos here. Lawn-barreled 5.56 platforms with some 230 sights for their marksman rifle. Trying to see if there's anything else other than those 3 weapon platforms. All right, we see some 320 launchers as well for some of these 5.56 platforms. Got some AUGs in play as well, but again, just another variant of a 5.56 rifle. And then some lawn-barreled AUGs with some bipods, so some marksman rifles there as well. There's a GPMG, so yeah, standard NATO weaponry, 1970s era. A few different factions in play here, some red dots. Yeah, but mostly a standardized force for 1970s between all of those elements. Let's go ahead and look at the British, and then we'll do roll call. British, we have a bunch of transport trucks with a lot of passenger room in the back. We've got their own variant. Oh, interesting. So their own variant of the attack car. I want to look back up at the Blue 4 one because there might be a very big advantage on Op 4. Yeah, the 50 cals are scoped on Op 4. I'm going to be honest, one of the most dangerous assets I've ever seen in OFCRA is this. A scoped 50 cal where they can range it up to about, accurately, I want to say 600 meters. Suppression-wise, a kilometer. So the fact that Op 4 have scopes for their 50, I mean, that's a major freaking advantage. Otherwise, 1917's their main rifle is going to be the L85. We got some grip pods up on the front, so they've got a bit more stability for their weapon platforms here when firing from the hip. We got some GPMGs in play for their machine gunners. I'm assuming their scoped weapon's going to be an L85 with some sort of bipod. Yep. But the fact that they've got scoped 50 cals, I mean, that could very well change the game. Because in the past, granted, the most devastating I saw it was on, I think, Isla Duala, where, I mean, that's all massive open fields, and these guys were just sniping people from over 600 meters away with those scoped ACOGs, but I'm trying to see, we do see some body armor in play, though, so they'd have to go for the head. But that is kind of interesting that one side has scoped optics and one does not. Looking over at the neutral zones, Medical Center is 2 different buildings with a bridge pairing them both. Multi-floor, one's 3-story, one's 4 stories. Got a random VIP in there. I don't think that really matters for the area. But the highlighted zone is literally those 2 buildings. So whoever has control of those 2 buildings and a little infill zone in between, whoever has the number advantage there will get those points. And then we've got a lot of different side stairwells in play as well. Interesting, interesting. All right, looking at the central station. A few custom buildings placed in here. All appear to be fully enterable, multi-story as well. But the buildings in question that count are going to be... Does it include this one too? It does. All right, so these buildings... The station, though, I think you can only enter on the 1st floor, but we do have some large Overwatch buildings, some hay heaps as well, to help kind of form a big overwatching position to the station itself. And then the lodge, literally surrounded by a forest, but a fully enterable building with multi-story as well. few different windows here to get some different firing access from all around it, but all around it is forest, so it becomes a little bit less of a tactical advantage there with the lack of open field to kind of lock it down. Overall, let's go ahead and look at the roster. We'll start with Op4. Snodge Bear commanding for Op4. Fawn's going to be his 2IC. Henry, Bursty, Nicholas T, and Sam Beal together under Alpha. Bravo has Hagrid leading. Excuse me. Damper Hard, Marvin, Nickdian, Kaiser, Sergeant Ellis, and Vovkodov. Newton with Mestizo, Adior, Roberto, Diego, Gato, and Vincenzo. Audrey Sepp leading to Fall, Bark, Gerald, Gregory, Roniv, Veneer, and Wajtek. Echo has Gale Sky, Fact of the House, Gale, Pootsie Slayer, I love his name, and Poppy Joe. Foxtrot has a big group with Bluck, Doritos, Rigel, Cuboid, PHK, Goatland, Mr. Dave, Cole, and Nubass. Golf has Kremit, Cali, Cheeseburger, Pogo _ Barrow, Standy Swede, Rapisanor, and Depso. Surprise, usually we see Depso under leadership, but it looks like he's taking today off just to play as a rifleman or potentially medic role, because that's usually what the bottom of the roster has. Porno leading Hotel with Don, Zamil, Gonzalez, and Avalos. Phobos with Skeeter, Spirit, Sonic, Laserwolf, Geek, Nap, and Spotty, excuse me. And then Damavar just needs to fold in. Meanwhile, for Blue 4's roster, we have Pirate Sandwich leading with Marty, Templar, Kushkovsky, Tupkok, Turbo Sick. Where'd I get Tupkok from? Giovanni, Wikicords, Thomas, and Skipu all together for the Border Defense 2 crew. Border Defense 3 has NASA Swola, Wombat, Major Khan, Eric, Tackleberry, Ash, and Gazag. One of the Expeditionary French forces has Twig King, Crazy, Jasper, Kui, Camrad, Settler, Roderick, Pie, and Skeeta. Second group has Kiri, Alexander, Sam, Lolo, and Dr. Snuggles. The third group has Mr. White, Jonathan, Arthiak, Rick, Azanor, Delta, Manco, Flip for Flat, Emil, and Rizbo. And then the Irish groups, it's Rixu with Stratos, Pingus, Lesiak, and Oak. Second group has Oddball, Killer J, and Math, which they're a three-man team, so they're probably going to take one of the vehicle groups. And then for the third group, we have Lolo, Feder, If No Main, Masano, and Banks, and then Fila on a reservist. Overall, gear-wise, both are 5.56, both have medium machine guns, both have marksman optics. I did see some grenade launchers on Blue 4. I might not have an opportunity to see if Blue 4 have any. I'd assume they're mirrored, though, because I know the L85 does have a paired 203 system. I'm going to assume they do. However, one of the trade-off advantages we could see is Blue 4 might have GLs, and then Op 4 have the scoped 50 cal. So a little bit of a curveball on both sides. But I'm going to be honest, I think the 50 cal scopes, well, hypothetically, if Blue 4 had scoped, if Blue 4 have grenade launchers and Op 4 have scoped 50 cals in this AO, there's definitely some nice open areas where those scopes for the 50 cal could come in handy. However, in a direct CQC setting, because I'm not seeing a model of L85. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, so they do have GLs on both sides. So yeah, Op 4 just has an advantage of having scoped 50s. So right off the bat, where this is even paced, both sides are just going to have to rush in to grab whatever sector they can immediately. It's going to be a slight advantage to Op 4 for that scope on the 50 cal. But this is just going to be one of those games where, other than that one feature, it's dead even, and we just need to see whoever has the better players. Anyway, I think the stream started with a sub, and I completely missed it. Rome for the win, Ryan. Thanks for the 3-month resub, buddy. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Alright, so Op 4, we already see some are moving down the train tracks here with their quicker vehicles, the cars specifically. Others, the trucks, they're just rushing right down the MSR with one of the gun cars leading. I think that's a great choice. Meanwhile, Blue 4, we don't see any direct... Well, okay, no, we see them trying to get on the train tracks to rush down. They are leading with one of the attack cars on that front, and then the other front, We're seeing 2 trucks and, excuse me, 2 cars and an attack car in the middle leading. The attack car should be ahead of everything just in case it needs to fire. But scrolling out, it looks like OPFOR is going to get to the positions first based off of their direct position both on the MSR and immediately onto the train tracks. So Blue 4 having to then go on the offensive. I'm just trying to weigh out how, you know, OPFOR have scoped 50s, and then we also have them potentially having the defensive advantage early on. Though we see some vehicles immediately arcing off to the side on both fronts, so they're not going to take the direct route in. I'm going to be honest, I think that's a mistake. If both sides are equidistant out of the AO, whoever gets there first in a rush is going to win. So at that point, just rush in your gun car to the middle, have them report in, and then, you know, you can either take the safe dismount back here, or you can just tell them to push all the way into the objective and get that advantage, get that position first. Because otherwise, the advantage is just going to show whichever group showed the most aggression by rushing in on the beginning. So OPFOR immediately going to get forces on the station sector. That doesn't get cashed until the 70-minute mark, but we've got truck reinforcements slowly coming up. We can also see some forces cross over on this little side road to join that position. We got to remember, Lodge, 1 point, cashed out at 50 minutes. Station, 2 points, captured at, factored in at the 70-minute mark, and then the medical center factored in at the end of the game, the 90-minute mark. That's worth 3 points. And then at the 70-minute mark, if both sides have their commanders alive, they both gain a point. And that's per side, so OPFOR loses their commander, but Blue 4 has theirs. Blue 4 will gain a point, OPFOR will gain nothing. And in a low-point game, that could make or break the difference. Yes, it is lightly overcasted on the server, and there's occasionally some thunder and lightning, which is what you hear in the background. It's very realistic, though. I'd say, like, the most realistic thing Arma gets right is definitely some of the weather effects in terms of sound design. It's beautiful. So, interesting enough, Pirate is gonna just wait all the way back at base, I guess, till the 70-minute mark, which, I mean, guarantees Blue 4 a point. I doubt OPFOR is going to send forces all the way back to Blue 4 spawn on the edge of the map to go and check that, so interesting call by Pirate, but that could very well work. Meanwhile, Snajapair going to be sticking in the AO on the back line of his forces here, but be out there to motivate his troops, which does put him at risk, but interesting strategy there. Blue 4, I think, already going to gain a point just by that logic alone. OPFOR, impossible to tell yet. So we can see where OPFOR has been aggressive on the central position. They've already pushed forces ahead to set up a kill zone on the train tracks to the north to deny any Blue 4 vehicles charging in. Blue 4, meanwhile, have done pretty far dismounts and are starting to walk their forces in, assuming their opponent has the objectives. But again, from a macro level, and this is on almost every OFCRA mission where we see a neutral zone like this, almost no one will rush in and take everything. Sometimes one faction will rush in and take a objective, but that's usually subjective to the squad leader. Bluck, I know, is a very aggressive player when he is allowed to be, and he's not reined in by a commander. But I could also see someone like Twig King making that push aggressively to get into his own. But I think another thing that slightly concerns me is how is Blue 4 going to get to this lodge from over here? There is a bridge crossing on that side, but it hasn't been utilized. These guys are watching the river, but they might not go in. OPFOR's got a very nice direct line to the lodge, but maybe that's part of Blue 4's plan, to force OPFOR to make an even defensive line, spread their forces out, and then Blue 4 assault parts of that area, and then slowly defeat OPFOR in detail, because OPFOR is super spread out, but Blue 4 only targets 2 positions at a time. Let's think of it mathematically. Throwing out all the symbols we see, let's say half of Blue 4's force is here and the other half is here, and then OPFOR spreads their force out to about 1/3 on every position. That's half your force fighting 1/3 of your enemy's force. You're going to overwhelm them and take them out, while you take minimal losses. Same with that other half attacking the third. And then you have however much is up after those 2/3. Let's say you lose half of that half. So now you have 25% and 25%. Merged together is 50% to fight that remaining 1/3 that's still alive, which is going to trade in evenly again, like the other 2 fights. And then you win the match. a very rough and rugged way to break down defeat in detail, but that's usually how it works for these larger scale fights because of a massive number advantage on one side or the other, not starting with, but what ends up becoming based off of where units are positioned. Now, if a bunch of groups are just rapidly spaced out like this, like we're probably going to see these guys fight this group, they're going to be in a bit of trouble because they have a second force coming up to back them up, and that's going to at least outnumber them 2-to-1. But if that attacking force can get some nice grenade throws in, that can help mitigate the difference here. But 3 attacking into at least 10. Okay, that force is slowing down, but I mean, it's still 7 or 8. That's going to be a tough fight to win. A little bit of a high ground advantage here. They are close enough to throw grenades. They're not detected, so they don't have to immediately open up. You're going to have one blue 4 guy run up here, though, trying to scout. He's going to potentially spook this guy. I can't get a click. There we go. There we go. GLs went off. They were a bit far, though. We got Fact of the House knocked out. No local grenade throws. Giovanni immediately gets behind a tree. Bluck immediately pulling out, realizing he bit off more than he can chew. Rigel trying to flank around the side over here. Now he's trying to pick off whatever he can from the rear here. There's a button that makes something pop up here, and it's not activating for whatever weird reason. That's fine. We have some other long-range shots going out to the groups over here. Op 4 setting up a defensive line. Blue 4 trying to maneuver on it, but it's only a handful of guys. However, we do have some very aggressive players out ahead like Sam that could make the difference. And then Blue 4, they're grouping up their line right here and pushing their forces over. So Op 4 trying to defend the little spearhead in this tree line that they have, but they're just going to get overwhelmed, and that could be the start of Blue 4 isolating parts of Op 4's defensive group here and taking them out. We do need to note, however, there is one of those Scope 50 cal cars in the back line over there that could make a difference. There we go. I need a new keyboard for Christmas, guys. Some of my buttons are starting to break. All right, another Blue 4 element on the other side starting to deliver some overlapping fire. We got Giovanni coming around on the side trying to find Goatland here. I don't think either player knows each other exists, as both are just trying to get onto an arc here to engage each other. Meanwhile, up on the front, Curie has been double tapped and taken out by some of the forces right here. Sam already on 3 kills, mind you. And it looks like he just got a few more. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Something's a little wrong here. I can't really place my finger on it, but it looks like there might be an issue here with the kill count. Sam already incredibly on 10 kills, as Newton has died 12 times. And then Sam manages to find a real player to kill right here. It seems players are respawning on death here. Seems like the respawn on this mission is bugged, as we have a NATO member now into the AO. I don't have access to say anything on the global chat, otherwise I'd say, hey guys, just disconnect if you die, because, yeah. We might see, some inflated kill counts here, that's for damn sure. That's pretty funny, though. This is why, I mean, you guys already named it in chat, but this is incredibly important, all right? Never stop at the 39th hour of testing, all right? Keep it at 40 hours of testing. I see. Sam is now using his lightning powers that he gets at the 17 kill mark to eliminate everybody. Feder has somehow switched sides to the other faction there. And same with Marty over yonder. Very interesting calls here. All right, let's see if Sam can get a few more kills here. Looks like he does. He managed to find a CSAT guy. And he gets him again. Wow. Holy sh... You know, normally I'd be excited for something like this, because he's near Audrey Hotto's kill count there. Ain't that crazy? I could have sworn I just heard some CSAT gunfire here. Yeah, well, this isn't looking good. Wait, so why is Nubas hasn't even died yet? He's just run up to the blue 4 guys and he's just having a chat with them. What's going on here? Ah, Nubas has been gunned down. And he's turned into a CSAT. You know, there's never a dull day in OFCRA, except when it's that weird urban stuff, but, huh. I have no idea how they're gonna record people's kills after this one. So how's everyone's day? What does that achieve? It achieves nothing. If you just... Hold on, this should be good. Yeah, alright, well. Gentlemen, I don't really know how we're going to be able to cover the rest of this. Sam doesn't realize there's 3 hostile dudes in the building behind him. As he's running up to Kiri. And another dude who's friendly wiggling him? Uh-oh. He just blew himself up with his own grenade. I honestly don't know why this hasn't been called yet, that's for sure. What is this Call of Duty lobby? Alright. I think we can safely say today's mission has been scuffed with a capital S. Alright, in the meantime, I think it's good to end with the kill count here. Pirate Sandwich on 0, Templar on 1, Gishkovsky on 1, Turbocock on 1, I'm just gonna call him that for the rest of the game, Wiki Quartz on 1, Skipu on none, NASA on 0, and he's unconscious. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. So I'll just anyone that looks like suspicious. Twig on 2. Alright, cool. Jasper on 2. Kui on 1 as the ground literally starts opening up under him. Okay. Yeah. Sam is on 11 because he started team killing. That's unfortunate. At this point, I don't know anymore. Because everywhere where we start to see some stuff done, we got other people getting knocked out, and I just cannot even tell what's going on. Oh, you know, we're refunding the points. Don't get... That's... Yeah. Don't worry about that. Because you can tell if people died because they can just go up and grab their shit, of course, but they're still marked as a different faction. It's... I mean, good for Skeeta here. He just somehow got on an op 4 position and killed everybody. The issue is they keep coming out of the tunnel here. He cable tied him. Modern problems require modern solutions. Basically, the respawns aren't set properly, so it's instantly respawning them on their body. Weapon safety enabled. So I think the admins are just now stopping everyone from shooting to try to stop the chaos that has happened here. Mr. Dave on -4. Oh, nope, they just disabled everyone. Alright, I think we can safely say today's been a bit scuffed. Anyway, guys, no more kill streaks, no more Zeus Lightning. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. We'll be back late night for POG. Otherwise, cheers, and have a good one.